Namasarvebhya. Welcome you all to our second episode of Vagyajna Kulam's Gurukulam series. In our first episode, we talked about how Dr.varsha Acharya started Gurukulam. Namo Namaha Varsha Acharya.
Namo Namaha.
So, in continuation of this series, in this episode, there are questions that have come up regarding what is ideal education and some associated questions related to that. So, let's start with our first question, which is what is the ideal definition of education?
See, though the definitions are given for many centuries by many people, though we think that we leave those definitions apart and we'll think of what is education. So then what comes up? That people should survive well, they should happily live their life, prosperous and successful life.
Correct.
And for that, whatever skills are needful, those should be imparted. So, living happy, prosperous and beautiful life. This is the purpose of human being, if we think of. Then, to have that, what kinds of skills are needful? If those skills are there, then we can survive and live our life to its optimum.
Correct.
That itself is called as man-making education.
And making education, okay.
By Vivekananda, that you are living your life very prosperously for your purpose of life. When are you prosperous and when are you happy, when you are you can make your life beautiful, when then and only then when you know that why you are here, why are you here, what is your passion, for what you are breathing daily. So, that is, most of the times people are behind that. What am I here for? And this is my passion. Once you get the passion, you live your life to your fullest. So, this is actual education where you get to live your life with your passion.
Okay. That's a great start with a great definition about education.
Yes.
So my next natural question is this ideal definition or is this idea of education is reflected anywhere in our current education system?
See, in general observation, what has happened is there are two skills. One is inner life skills, where you learn to live your life prosperously, balanced life. And one is that survival skills.
Okay.
Where you'll take care of your survival. How will you survive? For what? For that what will you do? So if we pay attention, in India, most of the times people live their passion.
Okay.
For example, Arjuna was not forced to learn politics when he was interested in Dhanurvidya.
Yes.
He was constantly engrossed in all his trainings regarding Dhanurvidya. This passion was identified. Bhim was also trained for Gada. So their own inner capacity was checked out, and that was to given time to flourish.
Okay.
They were not forced for other things which are needed for their life.
Correct.
At the time of their development.
Okay.
Then after Arjuna was expert in governing kingdom, Bhima was also expert.
Okay.
This governing kingdom was their survival skill, king's skill, and living their passion and developing their capacity to fullest, which is their life skill, inner life skill. That was given time first.
Okay. So that was what was happening in the Prachina Bharat. Uh, but so are you trying to say that it is not at all reflected in our current education system?
Actually, what is that? In current education system, survival skills
Hmm.
are superimposed on 100% skills, life skills.
Okay.
Those are superimposed.
Hmm.
You are engrossed in writing skills without urge of writing.
Yes. Yes.
See, if you leave one child that you don't teach him writing,
Hmm.
some or the other time he will observe the world and he'll adopt to write.
Exactly. Yes.
This is survival skill.
Hmm.
How he learns to wear clothes,
By
how
himself,
how he learns to eat,
by observing.
by observing. By that itself, by motor skills, if he's free to adopt and copy,
Hmm.
he will adopt those skills
Hmm.
naturally,
Hmm.
which was there in Pantoji's schools,
Okay.
which Haripal has written. Mahatma Gandhi, he told Haripal that how the education system was there in India when illiteracy was increased after British rule. It was observed that how literate were people. Though some potter is there, he was literate. Though the cobbler was there, he was literate. He was knowing it, how to go for maths. He was knowing everything. So all these type, all the different type of having survival skills in different communities used to come together, and they used to learn in Pantoji school basic, maths, basic writing skills and everything. Only for 3 hours in the morning. That was enough for them. Then for the whole day, they used to work with their fathers, they used to work with their mothers. In small age itself, how Muktabai was expert in making mandays. We see in villages, small kids are expert in doing something. I saw one small girl was collecting, butter from the pot so skillfully. Here, mother didn't allow us to do it at home, but there, work was too much. Mother was so engrossed, father was so engrossed. She herself, she was extracting navanitam and everything. Once butter was removed in the pot, and so skillfully she was doing. How many times you are supposed to wash that? How many times you are supposed to do it? Everything she was doing perfectly, and then she put it on the chulha, and then it happened that then she made ghritam also. Means she made ghee also. So this was means unbelievable that in 4th standard the girl is making ghee on her own, because daily she is understanding. So those survival skills were learned by observing and participating. So if father is writing, you are writing with him. If father is reading, then you are also there to read. So these skills are learned in 25%, where the time is less. And what time is given for what? For your inner skills. For your inner find out your passion in what you are
what you really
meant
want
for.
to do.
For example, one is financially very wise from the childhood itself.
Yes.
Means what? He knows money to count? No. He knows sustainability of each and every circle in the nature. He knows what comes in, what goes out, how much it comes in, how much it goes out, what is the ratio, how it operates, and what is called as profit and what is benefiting what. So these observing skills will make him financially so brave to handle money. So it's not needed to give him money in the beginning itself to go do this. So this wisdom is totally different. This skill is his inner skill. That is his financial wisdom,
Right.
That wisdom is developed by maintaining or giving time to yourself, by giving time to your work, giving time to tasks, giving challenges, living the life fully. Then that wisdom is increased. If you take that boy and sit in the room and tell him that I'll preach you financial wisdom, it's not possible.
But that is what is exactly happening in the schools everywhere.
This is happening, that you are not allowed to pay attention to your passion, your inner skills which are there with you from many, many lives. You know, dancers are dancing from childhood. Tabla players are playing tabla from childhood. Mridangists are born. This is happening, we are observing. This is surviving in the field of art
to some extent.
Yes. To some extent, it is there in each and every field.
Ideally, it should be there in each and every field, but
yes.
we see that play out in the art field more often. But because of the way the education system is structured, we're not allowed to experience that.
See, if we see examples of our saints in Maharashtra, Namdev Maharaj was Shimpi. Yes. He used to stitch clothes. He was having that survival tool for his life, and he used to work for. How much time he used to give? Only 25%. Remaining time was always for his own passion, for his own inner development, for inner studies, for writing. For Eknath Maharaj, who was he? Then Gora Kumbhar, he was potter. He used to make pots Pottery, for some time. Then after, he was totally engrossed with his studies and writings and abhangas and everything. Like that Tukaram Maharaj, he was trader. He was trader and farmer also. He was paying, he married twice, he was having prosperous life. It was totally segregated. Survival skills were there. See, because of famine, his family suffered. That is different case.
Right.
But he was surviving very nicely in the society by his work, and still he was having his passion. He was engrossed in bhajan and his, whatever he thought that this is my life. So this was allowed to all 95% people used to do that. Vyasa Maharshi himself, he was not the son of writer. He was not the son of no one. He was Dasi Putra. Still he was allowed to study or allowed to divide Vedas and Puranas. 18 Puranas he wrote. Constantly he was there in Shamya Pras, engrossed in studies and writings. Always he was allowed for that. Why? Because that was his life. That was meant for it. He didn't worry for survival.
No.
Panini, he was in, Rawalpindi. There he was having his land. Whatever he was growing there, he used to put it for all the people who used to come there for studies. All the students used to eat, and he used to teach them. He gave his life for grammar.
But grammar did not become his survival life.
Yes, he didn't make it. See, survival skills, then is it said that you don't live your passion and it will not provide you money? I'm not saying that. But in the time of education, at the time of education, you're supposed to focus on your passion and your inner skills. Survival skills are learned in very small span. For example, if you want to go tomorrow to Germany, you'll go there and you'll understand that no language is working. I'll have to learn German.
Correct.
Then you'll join one course. For 2 months you'll go for German. Then you'll study. And then after you have adopted that survival skill for that matter to survive over there.
There is a personal example, if you would allow me.
Yes.
There is a personal example. I used to travel for my work to China, and in China I did not know Chinese, but for me the survival tool was Google Translate. There was a technology that was available, so I was able to operate just using Google Translate, show them where I want to go or what I want to eat. So you're absolutely right. I did not know learning Chinese because someday I will go to China for my profession.
Yeah.
Well said. Yeah.
I used to dance from childhood, from 5 years of age. I used to dance, and I was having best beat sense and all. So I told my mother I want to go for dance class, and I was not knowing what is Bharatanatyam, nothing. I went to dance class and I learnt. Now I met with my friend from Kerala. She said, Varsha, you have fabulous skill of dancing. You are expert in Bharatanatyam. Oh, what is your worry? You have your life prosperously. You live your life.
Oh.
I was so surprised. I was shocked. And then I didn't know I was in Pune, and there the programs are not there. You don't perform in the temples also. You don't get programs without politics. It was horrible. So I didn't get how come they live there. Then I observed when I went to her village. I got to know that whoever is expert in Mridangam, he will be getting programs. He will be invited everywhere. Then dancers will be invited. This was the atmosphere in the villages where once you are proven into your skill, you are there to present yourself. Then surviving mode is very easy.
Surviving mode probably becomes off. It just drops itself.
So you're just taken like this, once your passion is there, you're living that. How Shah Rukh Khan is surviving.
Yes, absolutely.
How Tendulkar survived.
Yep.
But we think that is only for 2% of the people, which was true in India for 95% of the people. I'll say 100% of the people.
That they were actually living their life skills.
Yes.
Rather than survival skills.
Yes. So survival skills, what? For expressing your inner skills, you need some skill of writing, some skill of reading, some skill of presentation, some skill of record maintenance, some skill of understanding other subject, some skill of incorporating other subject. Those are survival skills. For that you need only small time,
Yeah, even interpersonal skills. Yeah, very small time. Yeah.
Very small time. So that might be done through courses, small courses. But everything is put up in the education. Everywhere child is writing for papers and papers and papers. He is presenting himself. He is reading. Reading means what? Whatever is forced on him. If you allow him to be free to read, he'll read boards of the shops. Then after he will think that what my sister is reading, I'll see that. He will explore for books. If his parents are reading, he will wish to read, definitely.
Rather than telling him or her, go read this, which is what is done.
You sit together, read with him, he will be passionate to read. Definitely. So this is done in these days, all the experimental schools, this is done, that Vachan Katta or this is a run that all are sitting together and they are reading. But how much time is given? Only for 35 minutes, 30 minutes they are reading. Sit for 2 hours. See their concentration. Then after what happens? They themselves, they'll start reading. They'll see, if you want this some information about some subject, what do you need? You need to sit for long many hours and read a lot and incorporate it with the practical life. Go and see the things. Then you'll adopt everything. So if you want to be best druggist, what will you do? You'll read all the references, you'll go how the drugs are made up, and you will be best druggist. This is the method of learning everything. So in each and every field, this is there, that education itself is disturbed, the system of education.
So that brings me to my next question. So you have given us ample of examples from ancient India. Then you talked about Maharashtra's Santa Parampara. And then we also talked about modern day India education system. So how, from that ideal India to modern India, we have had a history, we have traveled. So where did we go wrong? Where did it all go wrong?
Actually, what happened? See, in Mughal times, a big mess was there. All the invaders used to come and they used to kill people. People, on the cost of their life, they lived their passion.
Okay.
On the cost of their life, village was totally vanished by invaders.
Right.
Totally, the people were killed. And still then after 2-3 months, 6 months, within a year, they used to set up again. The houses were set up. They used to start their work. All the 12 balutedars, they were there. They used to start working. They used to exchange their things. So villages were so independent that they came up within 6 months to 1 year after invasion. So that's why Maharashtra survived, though lot many invaders were there.
Right.
And we can see this in villages. And how in famine, in invasion, every time they were having, absorbers, shock absorbers, like temples, the community centers. They used to take care of.
Right.
Temples were having big lands. The langars used to go there. So everywhere the absorbers were there, and people used to survive and live their passion.
Correct.
The system was there.
Right.
Problem came over when the survival system, survival skills were superimposed on whole of the education in British period.
Wow.
For example, they stopped pathashalas, then kalashalas, then no recognition at all. You won't go for with the certificate. So certificate will not be provided. So Pantoji schools were stopped. Lot many schools were banned, and only English education was introduced. There, from survival skills, where the students were learning at home, all the survival skills, they were taken into room and they were preaching for survival skills. They were preached for.
Okay.
Only to give the job in railway, post office, and their offices, like a clerk. So what was needed? They should not find out their passion. They should not find out their life skill. They should not concentrate on their inner well-being. They should just understand survival skills, only expertise of presentation, whatever is needed for British rule.
So whatever was needed to run the British Empire,
that was taught in the school. So this is known by all. But exactly what happened after independence? After independence, it was not realized that 25% for survival skill, we need only 25% of time. We are giving that whole time for whole of the childhood. That means we are we are giving that education for all the time.
Yes.
Means child is engrossed in reading and writing and presenting and knowing how the system goes on. See, understanding how many MLAs are there, that is enough that you decide to go for election. Or you decide to vote for a particular person. It is enough to educate yourself that you read one book. That is enough. But that is taught for how many years?
10 years.
Civics.
Right.
For 10 years it is taught. It's so painful. So to know your true history, you have that perseverance to read. Read 40 to 50 books within 1 year. You are expert in history. That's what is called as avidya. In Bharat, it is called as avidya.
Avidya.
To adopt avidya, what is needful? Your stability, your perseverance, your inner skills are needful.
Right.
And that itself is not given time.
And this was all wholly done with the purpose of people who will learn in that education system will serve British rule.
This is confusion occurred though British went off.
Uh,
This confusion offered that education is meant for survival, education is meant for job making, education is meant for job.
So, in spite of after 75 years after the independence,
Yes.
although British left, that mentality of learning for survival still has not been wiped out.
Yes, it is not wiped up because skills which were surviving, those were wiped up.
Okay. So skills which were surviving.
Surviving for inner life skills,
Hmm.
those were not allowed to. No?
Hmm.
For example, in African countries, it happened that knowledge of growing grains itself was lost because farmers were not allowed to grow grains.
Hmm.
They were not allowed to grow vegetables. They were just forced to grow cotton. And then they forgot to how my grandfather also didn't do it. So I don't know how to grow the grain. So only what is that they are dependent on the center where the bread is distributed. They'll go daily in the morning, they'll get up and go to the bread center where the Britishers will distribute bread and they'll bring the bread. So how the bread has come, they won't know. They won't understand that how to grow the grains, how to grind them, how to make flour, how to make this flour, dough, and then how to make the bread. It was all the skills were vanished, and they were just knowing to do work on the field under the instructions, supervisors, and no knowledge was given. Just like that, weavers in India. They used to make one sari within 4 months comfortably.
Right.
And they were surviving. They gave their life for their skills. That inner passion, they gave their life. It was not for survival. Yes.
Yeah.
And it happened that those weavers were forced to stop their weaving and they were forced to come for jobs.
And I think
in mills.
British systematically, this happened with mills. Then you gave an example of Africa.
Yes.
But there are so many, I wouldn't call them professions, but they were skills that India has probably lost, like lohar and other.
Yes. Many skills are there where students are not giving time because under the name of child labor.
Oh yeah, that is interesting point.
That is most dangerous. See, if one is knowing to make one what we say basket of bamboo, then it is counted as child labor.
Absolutely, it is.
It's fabulous skill to make the baskets out of bamboo sticks. And if you are learning that skill, you are giving time, small kids are making, what is wrong in that?
No, it is treated as child labor, you are absolutely right.
If one potter takes his child to make pots, he is punished under the name of child labor.
And that's where he is pulled out of that and put into this one room where he is forced to learn other.
He is forced to learn write and read. What? For what? Yes. For what I should write and read? That purpose itself is cancelled out.
Just under the name of child labor.
Yes. See, if girls are so passionate, they learn everything from their mother. For I have seen in villages, girls make chapatis for 2 hours so comfortably. They are making chapatis. They are so skillful. They handle chula and do everything with roasting chapatis and everything they'll do.
Yes.
And then after, if they want to read that how this chapatis are exported, they can go and read. No. But you will not allow them to make chapatis and you will teach them how chapatis are exported. This is the history you read. Business skills. This is horrible. About what the business is needful, that is not taught. That is not allowed to do. But business skills are allowed. Business skills are taught. That's why, people who are not without skills, people are in the trading. what do we do with the MBA guys? They don't have their own skills.
Yes.
Many people,
Many
you know,
people,
I have
and
seen
they
them.
become managers. Yes.
They have become managers and they don't know that how many efforts are taken for some product and how this product is valuing. They only know how to go in the market, how to present themselves. No way. Huh? So and that's why I always was, you know, whoever is on the managing level, he should have his own some skill where he is giving his 100% efforts. Then he knows the value of skills, you know.
Otherwise he will not. No.
That's what is happening in the schools.
He will treat it like a commodity, you know.
Yes. Management is not understanding skill of teachers. What is the reason behind? They are forcing teachers to conduct papers and maintain documentation, and teachers are eager to teach.
Actually.
Why management is not understanding? Because management itself is not having that single skill of teaching. So your own skill, each and every person should have that skill which is not there, which decides you unique in the world. Each and every person is unique. Yeah. And you're not supposed to, you're unique. You're not supposed to preach to your child that you're unique. No way. Let him find out. See
what
how
is unique in him.
How do you teach drawing? You will see, child feels like drawing landscape, you will force him to draw still life. He is free, he wants to draw freehand, you will force him to draw still life. This is the time to do still life, come in the mob. Once you are there in the mob, you don't have any face. And then mob is treated. So now this is the time. Then how will you get the time to find out your passion, your interest, your concentration, your capacities to concentrate? How will you do that? You don't have time at all.
You don't have time.
I didn't get time in the school. Even I used to bunk the school for the for practice of my dance practices. I used to bunk the school. So we see many actors, they used to bunk the school. Many players, they used to bunk the school. So bunking school is very nice. Means whoever is finding out his passion is bunking school. So what is meant by your school?
Excellent question.
So this problem is surviving everywhere, that you are not providing time, and 500, 700 students are learning in one school, no one-to-one communication. You're teaching them in the mob
Mentalities.
And they are sitting in the mob with their small eyes, looking towards teacher, that sometimes they'll get to know about themselves. They don't have time.
They don't. No, there is no personal one-on-one touch or anything.
It's horrifying. They want to work with their mother, they want to work with their sister, they want to work with their kaka, everyone. They want to learn lot many things from their family. At the time you're there, you are taking them out and putting them in the mob and telling them to write down. This is so painful.
This is painful.
This is very painful.
Excellent. So today it was a very interesting discussion. I guess for next episode we'll save the topic of why we are in this state of education. Maybe there are some underlying fundamental reasons.
Yes. So there are reasons behind, and we are supposed to analytically see towards that. We can do in next episode, definitely. Yes.
Namo Namaha. Thank you very much. So if you are watching this video and if you like this video, please hit the like button and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. Namo Namaha.